Welcome, students. Today we are going to continue the chapter as the torrential rains pour down. So, let's start. Death toll. The southwest monsoon in 2018 affected Kerala in 3 stages. Stage 1 from 29 May to 8 July. Stage 2 from 9 July to 7th August. Stage 3 from 8 August. As per the estimates, 513 people lost their lives between 29 May 2018 and 30 January 2019. Of this, 208 were drowned, 152 died in landslides, and 153 died by other means. Human experiences for survival. In the first stage, extending from 29 May to 8 July, 272 houses were fully destroyed and 6,782 houses were partially damaged. In the second stage, extending from 9 July to 7th August, 201 houses were fully destroyed and 5,904 houses were partially damaged. When the flood became intense, from 8 August, 12,235 houses were fully destroyed and 1,18,075 houses were partially damaged. Numerous houses were fully or partially damaged in the continuation of the flood. Thus, 16,107 houses were fully and 2,46,303 houses were partially damaged during the flood season. Not only the families whose houses were fully or partially damaged, but also those from the flooded houses had to be rehabilitated. Relief camps. Opening of relief camps is an essential mitigation measure during disasters. The beneficiaries of such camps are from diverse living conditions. The diversities may be social, economic, or religious. Thus, the smooth management of such relief camps with the above diversities is a great challenge. In the first stage of floods, 167 camps were opened which accommodated 25,682 people from 6,212 families. In the second stage, 672 camps were opened and accommodated 1,17,347 beneficiaries from 31,093 families. In the third stage of intense flood, 3,879 camps were opened. 14,50,707 beneficiaries from 3,91,494 families came to the camps. To overcome the dangerous situation, people rushed to the public places, including public schools. This kind of relief camps, accommodating individuals and families from different situations, may turn to centers of turmoil in many parts of the world. Clashes for food, problems related to drinking water and pollution may create complexities in such relief camps. But what we experienced in Kerala is entirely different. Here, each relief camp turned into model centers of humanity where people shared their difficulties, damages, and losses as a single family. Rescue operations during flood. It is an incomparable experience that Kerala put before the world on how a whole society can engage in rescue operations in the event of a disaster. The public establishments, including the schools, provided asylum to those rushing out of their drowning houses. The local people, their representatives as well as the officials helped them. As flood rose to uncontrollable limits, army, Navy, and Air Force swing into action. Different departments and officials under the government of Kerala worked hard throughout day and night. It was the fishermen who served as active lifesavers by tackling the flood differently. The Kerala society acknowledged them by mentioning as the own army of Kerala who defeated the flood. It was the incomparable rescue activities which reduced the death toll. The people from unaffected regions helped the worst sufferers in cash and kind by avoiding Onam celebrations. The Keralites from all over the world stood with a single mind to help the sufferers. It is the humanitarian phase for survival that we experienced in Kerala during the flood. The participation and approach of the youth of Kerala is worth mentioning. The presence of Kerala youth was noticeable in rescue operations, relief camps, as well as in the collection and warehousing of resources to sufferers. The youth got appreciation from all for their helping mentality, readiness, and dedication. To prevent flood from becoming a threat. Each flood passes by giving distress to many. Also, it warns us. The severe flood occurred in Kerala in 2018 was one of this kind. The Keralites need to nurture a new development culture by learning from these experiences. It is essential to create environmental awareness in people. We can ensure this through scientific environmental education from childhood itself. Fields and ponds are natural sinks of rainwater. Many of the studies indicate that there has been a trend of reclaiming the paddy fields for other purposes in the last 50 years. The filling of low-lying regions in large scale obstructs the percolation of water, which in turn causes floods. Activities like massive demolition of hills, rock quarrying, sand mining from rivers may lead to negative environmental impacts. Unscientific land use is a major challenge faced by Kerala. Considerable decline of natural forests and transformation of forests to crops have caused massive soil erosion. This caused large-scale deposition of alluvium in the river basins along the valleys. This also causes the rapid flow of rainwater to the Arabian Sea instead of percolating down to the soil. Human interventions and the construction activities in the ecologically fragile zones have caused large-scale changes in the natural environment. Constructions by encroaching the river banks was a prime cause for severity of damage and destruction during flood season. The natural flow of rivers being obstructed by such activities, thereby posing threat to human life and properties. Each of us are bound to obey the existing rules. The people of Kerala has awareness and skill to go on with the development activities without causing much harm to the natural environment. By nurturing such a culture, we can check natural calamities from becoming severe disasters. Let us hold our hands together to rebuild a new Kerala by developing a new perspective of development.